not content where I am. I'm just searching for something that I can't seem to comprehend. Will I find what makes me happy? Will I do the right things? Will I find it easier to rest? Will I give life a shot? Will I find inner peace? Will I reach the end and find what makes me happy? What makes me happy?
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Healing Connection. I am your host, Joey McBride. In today's topic, you may ask yourself or ask me, hey, Joe, why are you starting this about a month later? Because kids are already in school. Well, maybe it's taken this long for things to sink in and take place. So this is just something that I feel needs to come out now. Because today's episode is called When the House Gets Quiet, handling back to school changes, empty rooms, and children leaving for college. This episode is for the parents and caregivers whose children are returning to school. It is for the adults who spend their summer hearing feet running through the house, doors opening and closing, television playing, children asking questions, and somebody always needing something. Then suddenly, the backpacks are packed, the alarm is set, the bus pulls away, the car leaves the driveway, the front door closes, and the house gets quiet. This episode is also for the parents whose child is not simply going back to school. Your child may be leaving for college. Maybe they're moving into a dorm. Maybe they're moving into another city or state. Maybe they're starting their military service, job training, or their very first full-time job. Maybe the bedroom that once held backpacks, dirty clothes, sports equipment, music, laughter, and arguments is suddenly still. And even though you're proud of them, the silence can hurt. You can feel excited for when your child and still feel sad. You can feel proud and still feel lost. You can know that this is a healthy step and still wonder, what do I do now? What do I do with this house? What do I do with all this time? What do I do when the noise outside stops and noise inside my head gets louder? That's what we are going to talk about today. We're going to talk about the back to school transition, where we are going to talk about the empty house feeling. We're going to talk about children leaving for college. We're going to talk about loneliness, identity, routine, purpose, and how to take care of yourself when the rhythm of your family changes. And most importantly, we're going to talk about what you can do until everybody comes home. So wherever you're listening, take one slow, deep breath with me. Breathe in, hold it, let it out. One more time. Breathe in, hold it, let it out. You are allowed to feel whatever this season brings up. So let's get into it. Part 1. The silence can arrive early. Transitions do not always feel traumatic while they are happening. Sometimes they look ordinary. You buy school supplies, fill out forms, check your schedule, pack your lunches. You remind the child to charge their laptop. You look for the missing shoe. You tell everybody to hurry up. You take the first day picture. You give a hug. You wave goodbye. Then the door closes. The house gets still. And for some people, that stillness feels peaceful. You may finally have the time to drink a cup of coffee while it is still hot. You may be able to sit down without someone asking where something is. You have time to make an appointment, clean the house, finish a project, or simply breathe. There is nothing wrong with enjoying the quiet. But for other people, quiet does not immediately feel peaceful. Quiet feels empty. It feels strange. It feels like something is missing. And sometimes the moment outside disappears, the inside noise gets louder. Your mind starts running. You may begin to worry about your child. Are they safe? Are they making friends? Are they being treated well? Will they know what to do if something goes wrong? Will they tell me that they are struggling? What if they tell me they don't need me anymore? What if I spent so many years being a parent, caregiver, protector, chauffeur, scheduler, helper, and fixer that I am no longer who I am when nobody needs me? Those thoughts can hit hard, especially if you're already living with PTSD, anxiety, grief, caregiver exhaustion, depression, traumatic brain injury, or a nervous system that does not handle sudden changes. Routine can create stability. When those routines change, even for a good reason, your mind and body may need time to adjust. That does not mean you're weak. It means change is real. Part 2. A quiet house can expose what the noise was covering. Sometimes family noise gives people reason to focus on something. There's always a task. Somebody needs breakfast. Somebody needs a ride. Somebody has homework. Somebody forgot something. Someone is hungry. Someone is bored. Someone is upset. Someone needs to talk. That constant activity can be exhausting, but it can also keep your mind occupied. When the activity suddenly stops, the thoughts you have been running out of may catch up. The old memories get louder. The loneliness feels sharper. Grief may move in closer. You may notice how tired you really are. You may notice tension in your marriage that the busy schedule helped you once avoid. You may notice that you have not done anything for yourself in a very long time. You may discover that your whole identity has become wrapped around taking care of other people. That can be uncomfortable, but it can also be revealing, reviving. Sometimes the quiet is not created in the struggle. The quiet is revealing what was already there. That is important because it changes the question. Instead of asking, how do I make this quiet disappear? Maybe asking, what is the quiet showing me? Is it showing me that I'm really lonely? Is it showing me that I need a healthier routine? Is it showing me that I have lost touch with my interest? Is it showing me that I need more support? Is it showing me that my marriage or relationship needs attention? Is it showing me that I have been using constant activity to avoid my own feelings? Quiet can be uncomfortable, but quiet can also tell the truth. Part 3. You're not wrong for missing them. I want to say something directly to the parent or caregiver who feels sad when the child goes back to school. You're not wrong for missing them. You can spend weeks looking forward to having a little quiet time and still feel lonely when it arrives. You could joke about wanting everybody out of the house and then stand in the kitchen feeling lost after they leave. Both things can be true. You may love your child deeply and still need breaks from them. You may enjoy the silence and still miss the noise. You may be proud that they are growing while grieving they are no longer as little as they once were. That is part of parenting. Every stage brings something new, and every new stage asks you to release something old. The first day of kindergarten may seem releasing the years that they were always by your side. Middle school may mean releasing some innocence. High schools may mean releasing more control. College may mean releasing the daily role you have held for almost 2 decades. Release does not mean you stop loving them. It means you must learn to live a different shape. We also need to remember that this transition is not only hard for adults. Children can feel overwhelmed. Going back to school means new teachers, new classes, new expectations, new social pressures, difficult schedules, early mornings, home, work, sports, activities, crowded hallways, noise, friendship changes, bullying concerns, academic pressure. For children living in home affected by military service, first responder work, PTSD, TBI, caregiver strain, illness, or family stress, returning to school may carry additional pressure. They may be worrying about what is happening at home while they are gone. They may wonder whether the parent is okay. They may feel responsible for keeping the peace. They may have difficulty concentrating because part of their attention is still focused on the emotional climate at home. That is why back to school conversations should not only be about supplies, grades, and schedules. We should also ask, how are you feeling about going back? What are you excited about? What are you worried about? Is there anyone at school you can talk to if you feel overwhelmed? What would help mornings feel easier? What do you need from us when you come home? These questions tell a child you are feeling over your feelings matter. You do not have to manage this transition alone. Part 5. The first week may feel harder than expected. The first few days of school can be confusing for everybody. The house may feel unusually still. Your child may come home exhausted, emotionally, quiet, or irritable. You may have imagined a peaceful day and instead found yourself pacing, worrying, or checking the clock. Do not judge the whole season by the first few days. Transition requires adjustment. The new routine has not settled in yet. Your body is still expecting the old pattern. You may look at time and think, they would normally be asking me for lunch right now. They would normally be watching television. They would normally be in the next room. The brain notices patterns. When the physical patterns change, the absence can almost feel physically in the present. Give yourself time. You do not have to feel every quiet moment immediately. And you do not have to force yourself to enjoy change. Let the new rhythm develop. Part 6. What to do when the noise in your head gets louder. Now let's talk about the part. What do you do when the house gets quiet and your mind does not? You may begin to replay old memories. You may imagine everything possible of things that could go wrong. You may feel restless. You may check your phone repeatedly. You may want to call or text your child all day. You may feel the urge to stay in bed, isolate, overeat, scroll endlessly, or sit in the same chair while your thoughts keep circling. This is where you need an intentional plan. Not because every quiet moment is dangerous, but because unstructured time can feel difficult when your mind is already carrying a lot. Here's a simple approach. Step 1. Ground yourself in the present. Put both feet on the floor. Take a slow, deep breath. Look around the room. Remind yourself, my child is at school. My child is beginning a new normal part of life. I am here and I am safe at this moment. I do not have to follow every thought my mind produces. If worrying keeps rising, use your senses. Name 5 things you can see, 4 things you can feel, 3 things you can hear, 2 things you can smell, and 1 thing that you can taste. You are bringing your attention back to the present. Step 2, give the worrying a limit. Sometimes telling yourself not to worry only makes worrying louder. Instead, give it a boundary. You can say, I'm going to write down what I'm worried about. I will give these 10 minutes. Then I will choose to do one thing. Writing can help me move my thoughts out of your head and onto your paper. After you write, ask, is there anything useful that I can do about this right now? If yes, take that step. If not, remind yourself, this is a worry, not an instruction. Step 3, move your body. When the mind is loud, movement can help. Take a walk, stretch, work in the yard, clean one room, ride a bicycle, go for a motorcycle ride, go to the gym, walk through a store. You're not trying to run away from your emotions. You are helping your body use some of that energy that worry creates. Step 4, leave the house on purpose. This matters. If the quiet house is making your thoughts louder, do not believe that you have to sit there all day proving that you can handle it. Go somewhere. Go to the library. Visit a coffee shop. Walk through a park. Attend a support group. Volunteer. Find a friend. Go to a community center. Go to the library. Go to a store. Only if you need one thing. Sit somewhere with a safe background activity. Sometimes being around ordinary life helps the nervous system settle down. You do not always need a deep conversation. Sometimes you just need not to be alone with the same 4 walls. Part 7. Build a while they are gone plan. One of the most practical things you can do is create a plan for those hours when everybody is gone. Not a rigid schedule, not a long list that creates more pressure. A simple plan. You might call it my while they are gone plan. Choosing one thing for your body, one thing for your mind, one thing for your home, one thing for connection, one thing for enjoyment. For your body, you might walk 20 minutes. For your mind, you might read, write a journal, pray, or listen to a podcast or other podcasts that I have done, as well as other ones that are out there. For your home, you might need to complete one manageable task. For connection, you might call one person or meet someone for coffee. You might work on a hobby, watch something that makes you laugh, listen to music, or spend outside time. You do not need to fill every moment. The purpose is not to become constantly busy. The purpose is to give a day direction. Direction helps when emptiness begins turning into isolation. Part 8. Do something until everyone comes home. Sometimes the simplest advice is the most useful. Go do something until everybody comes home. That does not mean that you're avoiding your feelings. It means you're going to sit and let your mind convince you that your life has stopped because the house is temporarily empty. Go do something. Volunteer at a veteran organization. Help at a food pantry. Visit someone who is lonely. Join a walking group. Attend a class. Work on a home project. Take care of an animal. Spend time in nature. Help another parent. Go to the gym. Find a quiet place to read. Learn something. Build something. Make something. Your day still matters. Your purpose does not disappear when the school bus leaves. And this is important. Do not make.
Beautiful shot, Johnny.
Stop, Alexa. Alexa, stop. Do not make your child responsible for filling every empty place inside you. Children need to know how they can grow, learn, leave, and return without carrying guilt for your loneliness. Your job is not to pretend that you do not miss them. Your job is to build enough life around yourself so that they do not feel responsible for keeping you emotionally alive. That is honest love. Part 9. When your child leaves for college. Now let's talk about a bigger transition. Your child leaves for college. Bags are packed, car is loaded, dorm is ready. You drive to the campus. You carry in boxes. You help arrange the bed. You meet their new roommate. You take pictures. You give advice. You try not to say too much. Then eventually, there is nothing else to carry. You hug your child. You say your goodbye. And you walk back to the car. For many parents, the moment hits them harder than what they expected. You may begin to cry before you leave campus. You may hold it all together till you get home. You may walk past their bedroom and feel something into your chest. You may hear no music, no laughter, no footsteps, no late night movement. The room can feel like a reminder of every stage that came before. Your child who once held your hand is now building a life that does not include you in everyday decisions. That is a good thing, but a good transition can still hurt. Pride and grief can live in the same heart. Because you are proud, they are growing. You are grieving because this chapter is now ending. You are excited for their future. You miss their presence. You want them to become independent. You also want them to call. There is nothing wrong with feeling both. Part 10. Do not make leaving feel like betrayal. This is an important part. When your child leaves for college, some parents unintentionally communicate guilt. They may say, "You never call anymore. I guess you don't need us. You're too busy for your family now. Your room is still sitting here empty." Those statements may come from hurt, but they also can make a young adult feel that growing up is betrayal. Your child needs permission to build their life. That does not mean they stop being a part of the family. It means their relationship is changing. Instead of using guilt, try honesty. Try say, "I miss you and I'm proud of you. I love to hear from you when you have time. I know you're building a new routine. You never have to feel guilty for growing. This will always be your home, but I want you to build a life that feels like yours." The kind of language creates connection without control. Part 11. Stay connected without hovering. Parents often struggle to know how much contact is too much. Should I text every day? Should I call? Should I wait for them? What if they don't respond? There is no perfect rule because every family is different. But the goal is connection, not surveillance. You can create a rhythm, maybe call weekly, a short text, a family group chat, a planned visit, a care package, a message that says, "No need to answer right away. I'm just thinking about you." Give your child room to develop independence. Make sure they know they can call when they are struggling. Your child may not tell you everything. That is part of growing up. But you can remain steady, available, and safe. Part 12. The identity shift from parents and caregivers. When your child goes back to school or leaves for college, you may be forced to have a difficult question. Who am I really when I'm not actively parenting every minute? For years, your schedule may have revolved around them. School, sports, meals, appointments, homework, transportation, bedtime, and emotional support. When that changes, you may feel as if part of your identity has disappeared. But transition does not mean your purpose is over. It means your purpose is to expand. You're still a parent, but you're also a person, a spouse, a friend, a veteran, first responder, caregiver, neighbor, a person with interest, skills, dreams, faith, curiosity, and a life left to live. This season may be an opportunity to recover part of yourself that you set aside. What did you enjoy doing before your life became so busy? What did you want to learn? Who have you been meaning to call? What part of your health needs attention? What relationship needs care? What dream means you keep postponing? Your children begin to have a new chapter by an invitation for you to begin one too. Part 13. Reconnect with your spouse or partner. For couples, an emptier house can reveal how much their relationship has revolved around their children. For years, conversations may have focused on schedule, school, discipline, money, appointments, meals, and transportation. Then the children leave, and two people look at each other and wonder, what do we talk about now? That can feel awkward. That does not mean the relationship is over. It means the relationship needs attention. Start small. Take a walk. Eat a meal without the television. Ask each other questions that are not about the children. What has this transition been like for you? What do you miss? What are you looking forward to? What is something we could do together right now? What part of our relationship needs care? Do not expect instant romance or perfect connection. Build it. Just as your child is growing into a new life, you and your partner may begin to adjust too. Part 14. When the quiet increases depression or anxiety. We also need to speak honestly about mental health. For some people, an empty house may create more than ordinary sadness. It may increase depression, anxiety, isolation, hopelessness, sleep problems, panic, intrusive thoughts. If that begins happening, do not minimize it. Do not tell yourself, I should be able to handle this. Do not wait until sadness becomes dangerous. Talk to somebody, counselor, a doctor, a trusted friend, a pastor, a support group, a family member. This is especially important for veterans, first responders, caregivers, and spouses who may already be carrying trauma, grief, burnout, or depression. The change in the routine may not involve or may not be the whole problem, but it may be able to remove the distraction that was helping you avoid it. That is not a reason for shame. It's a reason to get support. Part 15. The daily structure for the quiet house. Here's a daily structure you can use. Morning. Begin with direction. Before you start scrolling or worrying, ask, what does my body need today? What does my mind need today? Who can I connect with? What is one useful thing I can complete? Midday. Leave the room. Do not spend the whole day in the same chair. Go outside. Go for a walk. Run an errand. Meet someone. Volunteer. Change your environment. Afternoon. Create something. Cook, write, build, paint, garden, fix something, organize photographs, or work on a hobby. Creating helps remind you that life is still moving. Before everyone comes home, rest. Take a few minutes before the house gets filled again. Breathe. Ask yourself, what energy do I want to bring when they walk through the door? Children often return from school tired and overwhelmed. Try not to meet them with 20 questions immediately. Give them time to land. In the evening, connect without pressure. Ask, what was one good part of your day? What was one hard part of your day? Do you want advice or you just need me to listen? That question alone can change a conversation. Part 16, the quiet plan. I want to give you an acronym, which is the word quiet. Q. Question the thought. When your mind says nobody needs me anymore, ask, is that true? Or is this just transition making me feel uncertain? U. Use your body. Walk, stretch, breathe, move. Help the stress level relieve your body. I. Initiate connection. Call someone, text someone, meet someone. Do not wait until loneliness becomes an isolation. E. Engage in something meaningful. Volunteer, create, learn, help, work on a goal. T. Trust the transition. Your family is changing. That does not mean it is falling apart. Trust that love can remain strong even when routines change. Remember quiet, acronym, when the quiet starts to feel too loud. Part 17, a message for children and young adults. To the child going back to school, it's okay to be nervous. It is okay if you are excited and scared at the same time. You do not have to have everything figured out on the first day. Ask for help. Talk to a teacher. Talk to a counselor. Talk to your parents or another trusted adult. To the young adult leaving for college, you're allowed to grow. You're allowed to miss home. You're allowed to enjoy your independence. You are allowed to struggle. You do not have to pretend everything is perfect just because everybody else expects you to have the best years of your college life. There may be loneliness, homesickness, academic pressure, social stress, uncertainty. Reach out, call home, talk to someone on campus, ask for help early. Independence does not mean isolation. Part 18, for the parents who are still struggling to let go. To the parents sitting in the quiet house, you did not lose your child. The relationship is changing. You are moving from constant management towards guidance, from control towards trust, from daily oversight towards steady availability. That change can hurt, but it can also be helpful and beautiful. Your child is carrying pieces of what you taught them into a very larger world. Every meal, every conversation, every correction, every apology, every moment of engagement, every time you showed up, those things go with them. You may not be standing beside them every day, but your influence is still present. Part 19. Build a life they are proud to come home to. There's another way to think about an empty house. Instead of seeing it only as proof that somebody left, see it as space to build something. Build a healthier routine. Build your physical health. Build friendships. Build your marriage. Build your faith. Build your creativity. Build your purpose. Build a life your children are proud to come home and see. Not because you replace them, not because you stop missing them, but because you honor the life they are building by continuing to build yours. Your child should be able to come home and see mom is living, dad is healing, my caregiver has support, my parents still have dreams, they love me, but they are not waiting hopelessly for me to fill every empty space. That gives your child freedom, and it also gives you life. Part 20. So let me ask you, what does the quiet bring up in you? What part of the transition feels the hardest? What do you miss? What are you proud of? What do you need to build on now? Who can you call? Where can you go? Write, what can you do every day until someone comes home? You do not have to sit in the quiet and let your mind tear you apart. You can ground and grow yourself. You can move. You can connect. You can volunteer. You can create. You can rediscover parts of yourself. You can miss your children without making them responsible for your happiness. You can be proud and sad. You can let go without losing connection. You can build a new rhythm. So when the house gets quiet, this does not mean your life is empty. It means the rhythm is changing. The children are learning. They are growing. They are moving towards the people they are becoming. And you are still becoming too. Use the quiet. Do not let it use you. Let it show you what you need healing. Let it remind you to reconnect. Let it invite you into something that you can build. Go do something until everybody comes home. Take a walk. Call a friend. Volunteer. Create. Learn. Rest. And live. And when they return, be present enough to welcome them. Do not spend the entire day waiting in fear because your child spent the day taking care of the life that is still yours. If this episode spoke to you or any of my other episodes, feel free to reach out to me, either positive, negative, or something that you would really like for me to talk about. My email is cooljoe77@heroobjective.org. And please hear this clearly. If you or a loved one is in emotional distress or crisis, please call or dial 988. Veterans, press 1. Everybody else, hang on the line for a quick moment. Somebody will be right with you. And this is not just for veterans and first responders. It's for anybody in the family. Somebody will always be there 24 hours, 7 days a week, 365 days. Please use it. It's something free that is in your toolbox. Thank you for spending this time with me today. But before I leave, I want to encourage you to take some time to listen to the artist Samuel Woods. Listen to his other songs along with the ones I play on here on Healing Connection. Music can meet us in places where ordinary conversation sometimes cannot reach. So listen closely and support the artist. To the children returning to school, take it one day at a time. To the young adults leaving for college, remember that asking for help is part of becoming independent. And to the parents and caregivers sitting in a quieter house, your life still has purpose. Keep moving, keep connecting, keep building, keep taking care of yourself. And remember, this is something I want you to remember, that I will always have your six. Please burn rubber and not your soul. And until next time, please take care, and I will see you on the flip side.
Some days I'll wake up late, pressure around me creeps inside. Will I make it through the day, or just crumble and hide? Or will I find what makes me happy? Will I do the right things? Will I find it easier to rest? Will I give life a shot? Will I find inner peace? Will I reach the end and find what makes me happy? What makes me happy?